Hi yogis, welcome back to Why Wellness 24/7. My name is Holly and I am here with River Crossing YMCA for our Yogi and Me yoga series. Today we're going to be doing Build Your Inner Toolbox, Yoga for Anxious Thoughts, or Yoga for Anxiety. I am here with my friends once again and they're going to go ahead and introduce themselves. These are my helpers today. Now, friends, do you ever have anxious thoughts? What does that feel like? Can you describe it? Does it feel like lots of butterflies in your chest, maybe?
It makes you feel angry.
Angry? Yeah. And sometimes it can make you feel worried, maybe, right? Or scared. So we all deal with anxious thoughts at some point in our lives, and the good news is that we can use movement and breath and yoga to help us work through those emotions and work through that anxiety. Before we get started, make sure that you check your area, ensure that there's nothing there that could possibly trip you up, and be sure that you can lay flat on your mat and maybe even reach your arms up. We just want to make sure your space is free and clear. And then once you do that, we're going to get started in an easy cross seat. You can place your hands lightly on your lap, and then go ahead and close your eyes. And take a really nice big inhale and a slow exhale. And the breath pattern that we're going to follow to start things off is we're going to take a big inhale through our nose. And we're going to exhale through our mouth like you're blowing out birthday candles. So we're going to do it nice and slow. Ready? Take a big inhale. And then slowly blow out the birthday candles. And let's do that again. Take a big inhale. See if you can fill up even more. And then a nice long, slow exhale. Blow out the birthday candles. One more breath just like that. Inhale. Fill up even more than before. Feel your belly get really big, and then blow out the birthday candles. And go ahead and seal off your lips. And take your inhales and your exhales through your nose. And maybe you take a moment to just feel where you feel your breath in your body. Maybe you feel your belly get really big as you take a big inhale. And then gently squeeze it in as you exhale. Maybe you feel your chest expand as you inhale. Just notice those sensations in your body. Notice how you feel. Maybe you bring your awareness to the points of your body that are making contact with your mat. What does your mat feel like? Does it make contact with your ankles or your thighs? What texture is that? Maybe you notice the solidness of the floor beneath your sit bones. With each inhale, fill up a little bit more. With each exhale, see if you can scrape the sides of your lungs clean. Get all that air out. And then bring your awareness to the very crown of your head, the tippy top of your head. And working your way down, can you feel your eyeballs relax, your nose, your cheekbones, your ears, your jaw, your neck, all the way down your body Maybe you imagine tension or that emotion of anger or sadness. Maybe you imagine that leaving your body as you work your way down, as you aim to relax areas of tension. And when you're ready, slowly start to open up your eyes. Keep your gaze low at first. And then place your hands on the mat. We'll come into child's pose. And take your time getting there. Be very intentional with your movements. Notice what your mat feels like as you place your palms down, right? Let your big toes come into touch. Open your knees as wide as you can. And then begin to sit your hips down towards your heels. And then once you're there, send your forehead down to the mat and reach your fingertips forward. And then start to notice what this position feels like. Where do you feel your breath now as it moves through your body? Sometimes I like to pretend that I can feel my breath fill up my backside as it comes in, and then slowly leave my body as it comes out. And then take your fingertips and just start to drum them lightly against the floor. Maybe you pick up your pinky fingers, and then your ring fingers, your middle fingers, your index, and your thumbs. And then maybe you press just your pinky fingers into the mat. And then just your ring fingers, your middle fingers, your index fingers, and then your thumbs. And then grip your mat with all 10 of your fingertips. Feel the tension in your fingers. Feel the texture of your mat. And then release that. Straighten out your fingers, wiggle them, waggle them, drum them against your mat. Nice, good. And then take your forehead and start to move side to side. Give your forehead a nice little massage. Notice the pressure on your temples as you move from side to side. Good. And then we're going to go ahead and bring our hands together into prayer in front of our mats. And then you're going to bend your elbows and reach towards the middle of your back. And you might feel a little bit of tightness underneath your arms. That's okay. And then start to press your pinky fingers in towards one another. Your index, middle, ring, thumb. And just alternate applying really gentle pressure. And maybe you start to sync your breath with that. You inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's do that again. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release your grip on your hands. Place them back on your mat. We're going to slide on forward into Sphinx pose for a really gentle belly back bend. So take your time getting there. Straighten both of your legs. Forearms are going to remain on the ground. Let your hips come down towards the mat. And then really just gently pick up your chest. Let your gaze be soft and right in front of you. Take a big inhale and a big exhale. Maybe you bring to mind a place or a time period or a vacation or a trip, something that brings you joy and calm and peace. I love the beach. And so I like to bring to mind the image of waves crashing along the sand. As I inhale, the waves break the surf. As I exhale, they recede back to the ocean. And keep that image in your mind for the next few rounds of breath. Maybe you want to imagine a field and flowers. Maybe it's a stream or a forest. Maybe it's a person that brings you safety, joy, love. Good. We're going to make a pillow for our forehead with our hands. Bring your elbows out to the side and let your foreheads press against the backs of your palms. And then kick one heel towards your bottom and then the other. And then switch back and forth a couple times. Good. And then leave both feet in the air and then take them side to side like windshield wipers. Just really, really gently, side to side. All the while, we're still breathing. We still have our image in our mind. Sit your hips back onto your heels. Place both hands on your thighs. Take a big shoulder roll back. Good. And then place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Take a big inhale. And a big exhale. Know that these tools that we're practicing, the imagery, the things we tell ourselves, the breath work, they're all available to us at any time. Thank you so much for joining me today, friends, for our yoga series on building your inner toolbox. I hope you feel maybe more calm than when we started. How do you feel? Tired. Good. Tired? You might end up feeling tired, but that's okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us here on Why Wellness 24/7. We look forward to seeing you next time. Namaste, friends.